it's actually April 20th. And I didn't know if your gentlemen, if your schedule had changed. I need to get this back to Thomas County, the registration to Thomas County, and this was the last chance we'd have to sign up. So wanted to make you aware of that.
Wednesday's not that day. So.
And this is April when?
April the
20th,
20th.
which is a Wednesday.
Where's the location?
Colby. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
I've been to this before.
right, right.
Okay.
So just wanted to make you aware of that. And on
Not
the,
interested.
unfortunately can't go.
I'll represent.
Okay.
Did you want to sign up then?
He
I'm on
is.
there.
I didn't
I'm
know.
on there.
Ed, will you be able to
yes.
go to?
Thanks.
Okay.
And I won't be able to.
Then I think I've contacted everybody else.
In fact, in the past, Dave and I have shared a ride over. He uses that county truck. Save money.
Carol wanted me to let you know that she needs to go to this CDGB application workshop on April the 26th. There's the email that she sent, just kind of a FYI on some travel that she needed to do.
She had asked me earlier this week on the department credit cards. How are we coming on that?
They kind of got dropped because there wasn't any interest. I had another department come in and ask about the credit cards as well. Once you guys had approved that and I had made contact with this source in Wichita, I'd gone around to the departments and it just kind of fizzled out. And so I didn't move forward with securing any
Okay.
because there didn't seem to be any interest. Along with the CDGB workshop, I have some papers, and my sticky note fell off. But Brett, I need you to sign right on that line. This is,
Oh, thanks.
yeah, this is on the ambulance, some authorization signatures.
Is this for purchasing a new one?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's going to happen in December, is that right?
Well, they can move forward with it. I've submitted I submitted all those applications that you signed to Karina
Okay.
Cox, and this is just the financial end of it, getting the account set up so that the transfers of money can be made. And then I also need this signature. And if you guys will sign it exactly how your name is typed, and Brett, I need you to date it and sign it down here as well as up there.
Okay, is this for the bank as well?
Right, right. And so, and I put your name as John E. Garner and Rodney E. Radcliffe.
That's way on registry.
Yeah, I knew that you normally sign your name that way, but Karina said be very specific that how it's typed on there is how it has to be signed, or she'll send it back.
You have those abatements? You can have them.
I do.
As far as the CDBG application, you guys okay with that? It's under 500, so we don't need to vote. I'm fine with that. Having Carol go. What about you, Rodney?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I think there is still interest in some departments with that credit cards. I think we do need to pursue that. We've already voted on it as well. So let's see what.
So if there's a couple of, do you want each department to have their own credit card, or do you want one for the county and it to be checked in and
I
out?
thought we were going to check it in and out.
That's what I remember the discussion.
But just
being.
one for the county,
Yeah.
not one for each
I
department?
think
No.
we're getting into a headache if we have one for each department.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. I will get that back out and follow up with my contact person.
Wouldn't you want to? I mean, because the likelihood of somebody wanting it when somebody else
Well,
has
we
it.
can get to, but I mean, as far as each department, like
Right.
having their own, but yeah.
Yeah, two cards
one
to check
number.
out.
2 cards with one number and
That's-
check it in and
That's
out.
probably a good idea, thank you, Eric.
Somebody's on the road, somebody wants one.
Yeah.
Just a s-
Rodney, did that email from Carol, did it get all the way to the end of the table?
Yeah, you want it back?
Yes, please.
Senate Bill 316, they had taken out abatements. Did they put it back in at this latest?
No,
So that will end on July 1st?
I mean, basically what happens is if Senate Bill 316 passes, the prior property lid
I just wanted to tell you about
bill that was
what's
supposed to
the
go
meeting that I had to
into
go to,
effect in
and,
2018,
to purchase
it
a
just
sca-
gets moved up to
a scanner and a
2016.
wand,
Okay.
a wand scanner.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
My understanding is, I mean, there's a movement out there to just go ahead and repeal the old property lid tax that is supposed to go into effect in 2018. But, like the Kansas Association of Counties and the other organizations, right now they're just focusing on making sure that the deadline doesn't get moved up. And then next year, their priority will be actually fighting for the repeal
Okay,
of the property tax lid that's supposed to go into effect in 2018.
okay.
So,
That's in a Senate House Conference Committee on the 27th of April. Am I correct on that?
what?
The bill.
The bill just had a hearing on March 8th, and when I called yesterday and checked, it has not been scheduled for another hearing.
Okay.
So, and the committee report out of that is not done yet. So, and I emailed Melissa Wagaman at Kansas Association of Counties just to ask for an update. I haven't heard back yet.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I texted Cody, let him know. Okay, are you guys okay with the abatements?
Okay with that.
All right, we need to hear a motion on that?
Make a motion that we approve abatements 20, 21, and 22
Okay.
as stated.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Yes, and there's 3 of them. Actually, the first 2 are abatements, and the third one is an added tax.
All right, and the resolution 16-7, 16-8.
Okay, I was working on these yesterday. At the February 29th meeting, you had asked to do a couple of resolutions for the Road and Bridge Department. One, Dave is needing to transfer $100,000 out of his 2015 budget into that special road improvement fund. I believe that you approved that resolution at the end of the year. There is not a dollar amount in there, but it's the same resolution basically as I was typing up. So when you guys are ready to do the transfer, I think you just need to state a dollar amount for the minutes so that the county treasurer knows how much to do
Okay.
on that. The resolution that I believe needs signed is the $340,000 in the transfer line item in the budget
For this year.
for 2016 to transfer that into the special road improvement for the Parks Road project. And Nicole and I discussed yesterday, it might be a little cleaner way of writing our resolutions if we start putting a dollar amount in there. Historically, that hasn't been done before, but it doesn't say that we can't add that.
I think that it's a great idea to.
yeah, I think
No
it'll be
hidden punches
easier,
that way.
especially with some of these we're waiting to do the transfers.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be easier to come back and actually
Mhm.
figure them out. And Deb's being careful about the way we're wording it, so just in case if there isn't the money there, it's not a concern.
This is the one,
For the 100,000.
that's the 100,000. And the only difference between the one that I wrote up yesterday is, I put the $100,000 in there.
Okay.
And I stipulated the 2015, but you guys actually signed resolution 15, what was it, 22 or 20?
I don't know.
No, we already did the motion on this.
Okay.
I thought that was this.
No, that's the one.
This is the one that is already done.
340 with the 100.
And I don't think you need a new resolution
For
on
this one.
this one,
But
because
that
it's,
one I did.
But we did a motion on this to create
To create
the
it.
resolution. So this was,
So we don't need any.
no,
we
you
don't
need
need
a,
another one.
You need a motion to approve resolution 1607.
you don't have a, because to do resolution, to do the transfers, we need resolutions per the auditor's recommendation. And we have a prior resolution on that one, but not on this transfer.
Okay. I'll make I make a motion that we transfer funds from the road and bridge fund to the special road improvement fund in the amount of $340,000, not to exceed 25% of the road and bridge fund appropriation.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay. Cody said it would be down as soon as he's done print.
Okay, now we already have this one, you say?
Yes.
Just have to sign it?
No.
Another
No,
motion?
no. That's just, I just copied that off so that you could see that you did that already at the end of 2015. And basically, it's the same resolution, it's just that the 16 has a dollar amount in there, where the 15 didn't, and that's what I was saying. It might be cleaner if we started putting a dollar amount in.
Step on up, Cody.
We don't have to sign this.
How are you?
I'm doing good. You guys?
Pretty good.
This is, I only made one copy. This is a proposal for the intertool that we discussed last meeting. We decided to table and wait until Rodney came back and was at the meeting to vote on. I don't know if you guys have any questions, want me to re-explain some stuff.
You might give me a
Okay, this is to replace the CAD system we have now, which I've discussed with you, the problems we're having, still currently having. It seems to be an industry-wide problem with this company. They've been sold twice. I don't imagine them being in business very much longer. But this is switching to a different CAD system that actually is cheaper in the long run than what we're using now. It's CAD is computer-aided dispatch, in case you're wondering what the acronym is. Which is about a $31,245 project. But with that project are maintenance agreements that we have between Spillman Nova and between Global is between $12,000 to $14,000 a year, depending on what options we select each year. This takes it down to $6,795 because we're integrating everything under one company instead of two. So there will be a significant savings every year. It'll take a couple of years to pay for the initial software purchases. Along with that, we also have to buy a server. Now, I worked on several other options on buying a server. One is just buying one outright. The other one is the hospital is willing to give us their server. Of course, we'd have to spend about $1,500 to $2,000 reconfiguring it because due to HIPAA, they have to remove those hard drives and destroy them. So we'd have to replace the hard drives. I mean, that sounds good on the face of it. I'm supportive of maybe doing that to get this project off the ground so that we could assume the price of a new server in a different budget year instead of this year. But we have to remember this is an old server, this isn't brand new, it has no warranty, so forth, so forth. But like I said, I do support maybe taking the free gift, putting the $2,000 in that server, using it for 2 years, scheduling it to use for 2 years, and scheduling to buy a new server in 2 years, so that we're scheduling it in a budgeted time instead of adding it to the other unexpected expenses of this. So that's kind of my opinion on that. This includes, when you sign this, I apologize for not having this broke down per budget item. I'm still waiting to find out how much of this, I'm going to estimate at least 80% of this we're going to be able to run through the 911 fund instead of out of dispatch budget or out of the sheriff's office budget or whatever. There will be, I have talked to the ones who are involved. They do not have the EMS interface on here. I left that to Reed to negotiate his own to see what he wanted. But we did get the clear interface, which will come out of the sheriff's office budget, which is the $2,500. There's a firehouse interface, which will allow, the fire department also has mandatory reports they have to send to the state. This will allow them to move that information directly from the CAD system to their report and hit send. So it'll help them in their interface. Again, it's $2,500 for the initial installation. The both fire chiefs, in fact, to be honest, one of the fire departments has got their hands slapped a couple times by the state for not getting their reports done in a timely manner. So this will help them get them done in a timely manner. So I mean, there is some different expenses of this $31,245 that like I said, I apologize for not having a spreadsheet that breaks it down, but we'll be breaking down to separate offices and things. But 80% of it will be ran through the 911 fund. It's allowed to purchase this stuff through the 911 tax funds. Of course, you know, we want to make sure we don't run that empty, but that's where the majority of the pay for this is going to come from. You guys have any other questions?
Could, on the interface of 2,500, is it K-Camp or K-Works, they give us $2,000, can we use that towards that?
That would have to be a question. I'd have to ask Kate.
Okay, okay. Did you have any questions on that, Ron? He kind of explained it.
No,
He wanted you to be part of it.
I
so.
remember most of what he said before,
Okay.
so.
So, this is the proposal, the one we need to, if you guys make a motion and vote to agree to this, this is the one that needs to be signed and everything, so I'm going to hand this over to you guys. And on the back page is the terms and conditions if the county attorney wants to look at those.
You might just mention the lead time, we're still looking at September.
We're still looking at September. So, and honestly, every month we put this off is another month before it happens.
And the 911 budget is got this, we've got this.
Yes. Eric, do you know off the top of your head how much is in there right now?
I don't.
Okay. I can go find out for sure. We just did an audit on
You
it.
have your sheet, Rodney, for the 911.
I can review a new report too.
Okay.
And
Because I don't have a problem with it as long as we've got the funds.
I think I'm a little outdated on that.
Well, when you look at it, it's going to say there's enough funds. The big thing is also comparing it to what our future expenses
Will be
will
cash.
be with other things, because we're buying other things through the 911 fund. We got to make sure.
Exactly.
Well, as of February 4th, there was 122,273 and 33 cents.
February 4th, you say?
122,276 and 33 cents.
All right.
I know we're fixed at about, the fixed expense is about $14,000 a year plus another 10, so about 24,000. So I'm going to say just fixed expenses that we budget through the 911 is about $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Is our fixed expenses that we know are going to run through the 911. We like to have a reserve there for things like this, and I know that's going to kind of run the reserve down, but that's why we had the reserve, was in case something like this came up in the budget, after we made the budget in the budget year.
Each department or whatever that gets this is going to have the clear interface fee, is that correct?
Clear is law enforcement.
Okay.
Firehouse interface, when you see this, that's for the fire department.
So it's $2,500 each time for the interface.
And this is the initial purchase. This isn't the annual thing. This is
Right.
the initial purchase of the software to do that. And then also, as we discussed last time, the police department will also be using this,
Okay.
but they'll be paying for their own interface and their own migration, excuse me, Harper, migration of data over to them. They have a separate bid for them to be able to use this. So,
Did that proposal change? It did change?
yes, yes, they actually got cheaper.
Oh, good.
Because I had them at the firehouse, because I was asked to ask the fire chiefs if they wanted it.
Okay with it.
And when she did it, now, she wanted, the sales lady did say, just because it got cheaper this time, doesn't mean it's gonna get cheaper every time we put it on. But it did go down in price. When they refigured. That's because, as I told you guys, there were some things in there that I didn't feel that we needed, the Cheyenne County didn't need, and I negotiated those out, even though they were standard options that come with it. I negotiated those out, so.
Okay, and I'll enter a motion to accept the Hubbard and Associates, what would you call this, contract?
Contract.
Okay, in the amount of $31,245.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Of course, before the bill is due, I will send down my opinion, you guys can take it or leave it, my opinion of how this $31,245 is broke down through different funds, who pays for what. You guys can take it, throw it in the trash, or call it whatever you guys choose to do with it, but I'll give you my opinion.
And do they need to sign that?
Yes.
But the bulk of it will be out of 911, is that
Yeah.
correct? Okay.
You guys will, I'll give you the page to sign.
You know, you've referred a couple of times to the two different fire departments, and I've been thinking about that from the standpoint of the budget for a couple of months. We have a fire district, and based on that, that's what we budget the money for. Yeah, we have two fire chiefs that are spending money out of the same pot, and we need better coordination.
And then, you know, and to switch gears, and I'll talk as a Byrd City firefighter right now instead of the sheriff. I agree with what you're talking about. There's a lot of stuff that's going on right now currently between the two fire districts that I'm really excited about, of working together like we never have in the past. We have an organization, there's a thing called the Firemen's Relief Association. We get a separate amount of money that doesn't go through the county budget, that is from fire tax, and it is for firefighter relief, retirement, funeral expenses, things like that. We have put together the Cheyenne County Firefighters Relief, which has a oversight board that is made up of members of both the Byrd City and St. Francis Fire Districts that are working together, and that's really helped us working together. They went down to fight the Anderson Creek fire in Barber County together as the Cheyenne County Fire Department, with 2 members of the St. Francis District, 2 members of the Byrd City District. There's a lot of good things of us working together. Now, technically, there is a fire chief for both districts, but through the technicality of bylaws, Dan Blair, the fire chief of St. Francis Fire District, is the county fire chief. He in rank, he's above
Yeah.
Warren. So there is a county fire chief. Now, how you guys like to see them structure that on budget and approving funds and stuff, like I said, there is a new cooperative effort to work with each other more than there ever has been in the past. But I do agree that there needs to probably be a little bit more planning on budgetorial stuff with the 2 fire chiefs and how they're going to spend that money between the 2 fire districts.
Okay, Fire District 2 is combined budget-wise into 1. And Fire District 3 is with Rawlins County.
That's what we're almost counting. Which,
I almost think we need a fire marshal appointed, and then he could handle the budget and present us at budget time a single consolidated budget for the following years. But that's just something we can think about.
Well, Danny's pretty much
He
every
much, yeah, really, he is in that position.
yeah.
I don't know that he needs another title, I mean, he's doing
Okay.
just the same that,
And you guys are aware of, again, House bills doesn't mean that they pass, doesn't mean that they're going to pass, but there is a House bill concerning budgetorial concerns of a fire department with regards to how they spend the money and who oversees spending that money, things like that. I haven't read the complete bill. I've read it as it affects me as the sheriff's office. I haven't read how it affects the fire departments all that well, but there is a House bill in Kansas. I can't recall the number off the top of my head, but there is one out there. It's something to maybe be aware of and look at. I don't think it's going to pass this session.
Was it this year?
Yes.
Okay,
But I don't
because I
see-
have not deleted any of my Kansas Association and counties announcements for the
Yeah.
whole year, so I'll go back and look
Yeah,
for
the whole bill covers everything from budgetary oversight of libraries, hospitals. I mean, it covers a lot of things, but in there is, a paragraph or two that covers fire departments. So, I mean, overall, it's a great bill for you guys to learn and know whether you like it or not, because it does cover so much ground in the county structure and the budget side. I could probably,
Yeah, if you get the number, either text it to us or something.
I know I've texted it to some of the Bird City firefighters, told them that they should probably read it. Let me see. And again, those guys went down there and fought that fire. I'm extremely proud of them. They did a good job. They were in the Alpha Charlie district. They did a lot of hands-on firefighting with chainsaws and shovels. It wasn't just driving around with trucks and putting water out, or putting water on fire. So I'm really proud of the work that they did. I don't have the House bill, but I have the link. I can send it to somebody. But and page 19 is where the fire stuff is. Let's see if I can hit the link that tells me what the House Bill number 2719 by the Committee on Taxation. And it's a 26-page bill. It's a page 9 is where the fire department stuff.
Page 9?
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, sorry. But it's all encompassing bill. Like I said, it talks about libraries and everything. I haven't read the whole thing. I kind of skipped ahead where our contact with the legislature said there was things that affected the sheriff's office. I just skipped ahead there.
Okay.
So I haven't read the whole entirety. So I really don't have anything else from the sheriff's office. Again, to let you know, I believe we're going to be working on another case that will have an extended arrest time. Possibly, we'll see how we share that between jurisdictions because it's a multi-jurisdictional case. So I don't know how that's going to end up, but just be prepared for that. One more thing, I guess I do have that. I told you I was going to sell the vehicles. Well, perhaps we decided to do a sealed bid. That's still what you guys were going to do. I'm going to open them up for bid and have them turn the bids in, and then we can open the bids at the, I think it's reasonable for 2 weeks to open them at the next commissioner meetings and accept a bid. Is that, you want to go to one more commissioner meeting, have 4 weeks of accepting bids?
I think 2 weeks is enough, don't you guys?
Yeah.
And then the question I had, I guess, it never got answered, and I'm happy either way. I just would kind of like to know for my own planning and stuff. What do we do with that money once we collect it from those vehicles? Does it go back into the fleet fund? How does that
And
work?
on which now?
The 2 vehicles I'm selling.
I thought we passed a resolution that was supposed to go into your fund.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we did
Last
I
or
don't
year?
know if it's a resolution. I don't know if you did that by resolution.
Just, we wanted to keep it on the general, I believe.
I think we did it by resolution.
Mhm.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure,
Huh?
We'll look at the resolution book and
Yeah.
see.
because otherwise it's gonna look like I'm really ran over budget until the December money comes down out of the equipment reserve, so anything that moves back in there helps
Right.
the way it appears. So,
What we thinking on where you want it to go?
Okay, I'd like to put it right back into my capital outlay.
If the treasurer has no objections from the standpoint of which she knows and works with the auditors on, I see no problem with that.
So, and that's all I have, really. Again, I'm really appreciative of the 4 guys that went down to the.
That is very neat, and when I heard about that, my wife's like, "Are you gonna go over?" And I was already in bed. I'm like, "Probably not," but it was really good to hear that they were coming back, on their way back Sunday.
Yeah, they were supposed to be down there for 3 days, but they got that 4 inches of snow, and that really helped contain the fire, so they got to come back. They fought fire. They were awake and on duty for almost over 24 hours. So, so they did a good job. Like I said, it wasn't sitting in a truck and squirting water off the back firefighting. It was going down in those canyons with the chainsaw and shovel.
What were all their names? Because I know Keaton was one.
Keaton Fruitt,
Okay.
Scott Houghton,
Okay.
Trevor Sturgeon, and Adam Deeds.
They need to fix your left brake light in that truck.
So, okay.
I know since they come back, it's burned out.
Okay.
I don't know if they know that.
They don't. They tried to stay up on that stuff. I'll let them know. No, and just so you know, we had compiled quite a list of guys who wanted to go. It was first speak up, first go. But there was a lot more than 4 that wanted to go. They asked for one brush truck and 1 crew. But there was the majority of the members of both fire departments wanted to be the ones that went. So it wasn't that we had to struggle to find 4.
Can we give each one of them a thank you card? I think that would be, but can we get it to where we get them today? Do you have any?
I don't have any
We
in the
can get
office. No, I don't have any in the
Well, if
office.
you get some, I'd just call and we can come in and sign them. That way that we can get them to them, because that is neat, and especially that they work together.
Yeah.
So, you guys are okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I think that's the neatest part of that was the 2 of them coming together to go
That
fight
is-
fire as the Cheyenne County Fire Department instead of an individual St. Francis or Bird City. So I think that shows how far we've moved towards those 2 fire departments. Getting a lot, not that they fought like cats and dogs before, but getting along better than they ever had in the past. So
That's good to hear.
I do not have anything else unless you guys have.
Do you guys?
Pardon?
You have anything else for me?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Cody.
You're gonna see
You
what
want
we
to
did.
do what you did?
Can we sign
Yes.
that? I don't
Just
know
get it
that-
done.
I don't know that a motion
We
was
blew
made
another
to
tire out,
approve
so he's
those.
gonna get a tire fixed this morning, and he's gonna go back out.
Oh, there's a little 3/4 patch, and I know there's some steel posts that's about that far out of the ground, so we'll avoid that area.
Okay, where's that, which end is that on?
It's on the east end, and it's never been far, you'll see.
Okay, I'll let him know. Trevor's the one driving the tractor.
You might lose another tire.
Well, they're all old and weather checked, that's why we keep pulling them out. We haven't used the disc.
What's that, the big tractor tires?
No.
or steel
No.
posts?
Cody, thank you.
When you get done,
Thank you,
stuff
Cody.
like that.
Okay.
Need a motion on approving the warrants? I don't think we got one.
Okay,
Well, we did that.
I'll make a motion that we approve the,
Yeah.
no,
Get back to the ADAC stuff.
You thought we didn't do the warrants?
Say what?
From when,
I just
did somebody
thought they
message
were
me when
down.
ADAC
I
stuff
don't
happened?
remember.
Yeah, I'll text you.
Okay, thank you.
I wrote warrants, but that's all I don't know whether we actually, did we do the warrants? The payroll warrants and accounts payable?
I don't remember a motion.
I don't
on that, So
remember.
unless it
I
happened
can
before
remember.
I came.
I'll make a motion that we approve the payroll register as it is,
And the accounts payable as
and the
well.
accounts payable.
That's it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Warrants or accounts payable.
Yes.
All right.
I'll give Jeff Paulson's report after we sign this.
Okay. How's he doing? Is he doing better? Is that what's probably breathing?
You know, I haven't been able to check. He gave this to me just before I went into the hospital.
Okay. Well, I know in church Sunday, they said he was having some difficulty breathing. I think that's probably to be expected.
will Rollins County send that back?
I'll make sure we get a copy
A
for
copy
you.
of that, okay.
Wouldn't hurt.
Why don't we also give Jeff a give Will card and we'll sign it?
Okay.
Sign it. We'll give Jeff a card too.
Pardon?
We'll get Jeff a card too and send it.
The Lutheran Church has boxed cards that I was gonna go check into to see if I could purchase just a box of cards that I could have in the office for occasions like this.
Okay, if you guys want a copy of this, we have some copies. Operating revenue for February was $369,341. Operating expense, $360,630. That gives him a positive amount of $8,711. Now this is for the skilled nursing. Senior living apartments, operating revenue was $14,858. Operating expense was $6,283 for a net gain of $8,575. The average resident days were 12.4. And we currently have a positive balance of 17,286. So we're doing pretty good for the first 2 months of the year.
Pass that down.
I think the clerk should retain a copy of
I
that
would like a
anyway.
copy, if I could.
When we take a break, I'll run in and get
Okay.
some copies so everybody can have that.
Do you want to go ahead and go?
I can, mine will be real short and quick.
Okay.
I do have the annual clerks meeting coming up in May. It is May 10th through the 13th that I would like to attend. It is in Manhattan. That's, part of it is mandatory by the Secretary of State because part of it is election and the other is part of clerks. So, and also I waited till this year. When I went to scan the votes of the pool election, my pen scanner broke. It didn't work. So I had to 10 key in the people that voted. Normally you can just take that scanner and just go right through it.
How many are
And
you going to need?
I can get by with one. If I had two, I could have two people scanning the votes of the election at one time. They were about, what, $170 on that.
169.
I kind of wanted to shop while I was in Manhattan at an office supply store to check on prices and see what they were. But that would be under $500. The other item that I wanted to make you aware of is I'd like to purchase a scanner for that third workstation in the office. It never has had a scanner. And in that clerk tech fund, there's about $2,000. And what the scanner is going to cost is about $900, I believe. I talked with Election Systems and Software, and this is the one that they recommended to go with. And basically, we would be scanning election.
What was that balance that you had in that account? I'm sorry, I didn't.
$2,031. Mm-hmm. And like I say, I visited with Election Systems and Software, and this is the one they recommended. I went online and just kind of ballpark, see what they were charging, and if I can find it at an office supply store for a little bit cheaper. This is just a product page
Okay.
as to that. So just to kind of make you aware, and that's really all I had.
We need a motion on this, the $831 scanner, and I think we'll also need a motion on the March 10th through 13th Manhattan trip.
Well, I don't think so. Where that is coming out of the Heritage Fund. Here's the statute that governs the Heritage Fund. So I don't think that needs. I just wanted to make you aware. and let you know, but I don't believe that needs a motion.
Okay. I'll make a motion.
I mean,
Go ahead.
you can make a motion
I
if you
think
wanted
we
to, just,
probably-
I don't know.
Because you're gonna be gone and everything, I think. But I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Make a motion that we approve the DEPA Office Max
Well,
card.
if I can get it cheaper than that, Rodney, that's just, I just went
Put a
online,
maximum on it.
Okay,
I just went online to see roughly what they were gonna cost. I don't know it,
Does that include shipping?
no.
Okay, so we better go,
If I can,
They're a couple $100 higher than that, we get them, right?
if I can pick it up in person and save the shipping when I'm out on the road, I just kind of wanted a ballpark figure of what it was gonna cost.
$1,100.
Jeannie's the one that she got from CIC. She really likes it, but that was $1,400.
Yeah.
And she said, in hindsight, she said, I wished I would have done something like this rather than went through, because she felt like having them install it and everything was much more expensive. So,
right,
I don't know.
Okay, approve the image scanner in the amount of $1,100, not to exceed.
good.
Okay.
I'll say.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And since that's under 500, as far as your laser barcode scanner, I don't have a problem with you doing two. That way you can be more efficient. Do you guys have a problem with that?
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
no, and at election time, something like that just speeds everything up.
Summary. Nicole, do you think we need a motion on that, her leaving? Or
For,
May 10th to 13th for the
For
Manhattan?
her to go for that training?
because is that,
It's our annual clerks conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the question of the motion was on the scanner, right?
Well, right.
Okay.
I don't, where it's coming out of the Heritage Fund, I don't think there needed to be, but it doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
Because it'll be over $500.
The travel, or the,
Travel and motel and food.
yeah.
So if it's coming out of the Heritage Fund, I still think we need a motion on it to,
Well, I think the question of whether or not a motion was needed was on the scanner, but the travel for this is not coming out of that because that's
No.
just for technology.
This is just technology.
Right, the fund we're talking about, whether or not a vote needed it to be
Mm-hmm.
taken on, that fund just is technology cost.
Right,
Okay,
right.
Second question, I believe, is what Brent wants to know is, do we need a motion to approve her to go to that meeting? And I don't know, as an elected official, if we have any say in that.
yeah, as elected officials, there are certain, it's mandatory. And so I don't think a vote needs to take place. And quite frankly, even if a vote did take place and it went the opposite way,
she still has to go.
right.
I didn't know, the reason I was questioning is because it will be over $500 at the county's expense. I don't have a problem with it, I don't think
Yeah,
anybody
and I
else does.
think the key is, I mean, for instance, county clerk, sheriff's office, and county attorney, there are going to be some duties that we have to perform that are going to be outside of
Okay.
votes on that issue, so.
I just
Good
wanted to
enough.
let you guys know,
Thank you for letting us
just
know.
just an FYI.
Okay.
And that's all I had.
Okay, thank you, Deb. You want to get Dave in here? Does
Yes.
anybody take a break?
Can we take a brief break?
Yes, we can. Deb, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
And I need to run up to the clerk's office. I should be back in 10 minutes, but I'm a little late.
We won't,